The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the human representative, Ambassador Elena Chen, entered. The various alien delegates from the crystalline Zindari to the gaseous Vreen shifted in their seats, some with disdain, others with curiosity. Humans were newcomers to the galactic stage, having achieved faster-than-light travel only 3 decades ago. The Council had grudgingly admitted them as a developing species, a patronizing designation that Elena had endured with diplomatic grace. But today was different. Today, she carried evidence that would shatter the Council's carefully constructed hierarchy. High Arbiter Zorlak, a towering insectoid with iridescent carapace, tapped his ceremonial staff against the floor. The Council recognizes Ambassador Chen of Earth. You have requested an emergency session to present. Historical evidence? His mandibles clicked in what Elena had learned was the Thrasian equivalent of a dismissive snort. Thank you, High Arbiter. Elena's voice rang clear through the vast chamber. She activated her holoprojector, and a 3-dimensional star map materialized above the central dais. What I am about to share will fundamentally alter our understanding of galactic history. The star map zoomed in on a remote system in the Carina Sagittarius arm. 3 months ago, our exploratory vessel Prometheus discovered ruins on planet XJ 419. Ancient ruins. So ancient that our initial carbon dating failed. A ripple of murmurs passed through the chamber. We assumed equipment failure, Elena continued, until we applied quantum chronological analysis. The results were unexpected. She paused, letting anticipation build. The ruins are 2.7 billion years old. Laughter erupted from several delegates. The AR representative, whose civilization proudly traced its lineage back 12 million years, rose to his 4 legs. Preposterous. No civilization could possibly. I haven't finished, Elena cut in. We found intact data crystals. The laughter died instantly. Data crystals that our scientists were able to read. Elena's eyes swept across the chamber. They contained historical records, scientific knowledge, and most importantly, genetic information. The hologram shifted to display a double helix structure alongside various alien genetic patterns. The genetic code found in these ruins shares a 99.7% match with human DNA. Chaos erupted. Delegates shouted over one another, translators struggled to keep pace, and the High Arbiter banged his staff repeatedly to restore order. Impossible, shouted the mayor representative. Humans evolved on Earth. Your fossil record proves it. Elena nodded. Yes, we evolved on Earth. The second time. Silence fell like a physical weight. The civilization that built those ruins called themselves the progenitors. We had spread across thousands of worlds. We had mastered technologies that even the most advanced council races are only beginning to theorize about. And then, approximately 2.5 billion years ago, we detected something coming from intergalactic space. The hologram shifted again, displaying a visualization based on the ancient records, a wave of darkness spreading across the galaxy, extinguishing star systems in its path. They called it the Void. Not a species, not a weapon, something else entirely. Something that consumed energy at a fundamental level. The progenitors fought, but for every system they saved, dozens were lost. Elena's voice softened. Facing extinction, they implemented what they called the recursion protocol. They seeded thousands of planets with the building blocks of life, specifically designed to eventually evolve into humans again. Earth was one such planet. But why not just relocate? Asked a Xindari delegate, crystalline structure glittering with agitation. Why regress to primitive forms? Because the Void was attracted to advanced technology and energy use. The only way to survive was to hide, to become simple, single-celled organisms that would, over billions of years, evolve once more into sentience. They hid their legacy in places the void wouldn't detect, waiting for their descendants to find it when the danger had passed. The council chamber remained deathly quiet as the implications sank in. The records indicate that humans weren't the only species they seeded. The progenitors created several templates, adapted for different planetary conditions. Some of those templates, Elena's gaze swept meaningfully across the chamber, may have evolved into some of the species represented here today. Outrage erupted again, but Elena could see uncertainty in many eyes, tentacles, and sensory organs. The ex-Sindari delegate in particular seemed troubled. "There's more," Elena continued once the noise subsided. The ruins contained activation protocols for technologies buried throughout the galaxy, technologies far beyond current council capabilities. Technologies that rightfully belong to humanity as the direct descendants of the progenitors. High Arbiter Zorlak leaned forward. "Are you claiming ownership of these supposed technologies, Ambassador?" "No." Elena's response surprised everyone. "I'm proposing a partnership. Humanity doesn't seek to rule over other species based on our ancestry. We've learned from history, both recent and ancient, that cooperation yields better results than domination." She gestured to the star map, which now highlighted thousands of points across the galaxy. "These are the locations of progenitor vaults, according to the records we've deciphered. Together, we could unlock knowledge that would benefit all council species." The AR representative scoffed. "And why would the mighty descendants of these progenitors share such power?" Elena smiled. "Because the records also indicate that the void operates in cycles. It retreated after the progenitor's apparent extinction, but it will return. We'll need every species, every mind, every unique perspective to face it when it does." Hours later, as the emergency session adjourned, the Xindari delegate approached Elena in the corridor. "Your evidence will be thoroughly investigated," the crystalline being chimed, light refracting through its facets. "Of course. But," the Xindari hesitated, "our most ancient legends speak of starwalkers who gave our ancestors the first spark. We dismiss them as creation myths, but now—" Elena nodded. "On Earth, we have similar legends. Prometheus, who gave fire to humanity. The knowledge bringers in countless cultures. Perhaps they weren't myths, but memories, echoes of our original selves, reaching across billions of years to guide us home." The Xindari's crystalline structure resonated with a frequency Elena had never heard before. Her translator took a moment before rendering, "If we are indeed siblings of a sort, then the council will never be the same." "No," Elena agreed, looking out at the galactic core glittering beyond the viewport. "But perhaps that's what the progenitors intended all along." As news spread throughout the council worlds, humanity's status transformed overnight. No longer seen as upstarts, they became the keepers of ancient wisdom, the caretakers of a legacy that belonged to many species. And as the first progenitor vaults were opened, revealing technologies that seemed like magic, the truth became undeniable. Humans hadn't just arrived on the galactic stage. In a very real sense, they had built it, billions of years ago. And in the shadow of the returning void, that ancient heritage might be the galaxy's only hope for survival.